Welcome everybody to the stream. Welcome to the Bass Guy Show 9-year anniversary to the day. It was actually December 15th, but today's the show, so welcome to the 9th anniversary of the Bass Guy Show. Let's hear it for Larry the producer. Let's hear it for all the viewers of the Bass Guy Show, past, present, future. Please log in, let me know where you are, how you're feeling. Christmas. Here we are, another 1 year, and we're at 10 years. We have our first live viewer on the wall. What's going on right now? I'm trying to read the chat here. Thank you for tuning in, Jay Neubauer. Thank you for tuning in, G from Oklahoma, Jay from Niagara Falls. We have Stefan in Slovakia, and we have Michael P. Mahone in Boston. So at least we remembered all the places of where everyone is.
I'm doing great so far. I was working at the Mayflower Mall today, and I got something to say. An enema-based COVID-19 vaccine. If somebody takes the COVID-19 vaccine to the form of enemas, that needle, that means you have to be on the bucket for a week. That means you have to blend up the food in the grinder and things like in the blender. You have to grind up the food in the blender and things like this. You have to take lots of probiotics. That means you have to stay on the bucket for 7 days. Then suddenly you have to be home for a month because it will be and not feeling well because of enema-based COVID-19 vaccine that didn't have a lot of side effects and things like this. They had to say bucket change, I'll clean up, bucket change and things like this. Bass Guy, I'm doing great so far. If somebody took the enema-based COVID-19 vaccine, that means they'll say pharmacists will say bend over, then you'll be on the bucket for a week. They have to blend up the food. They have to stay home for a month. You have to take lots of probiotics and things like this. Enema-based vaccine. If the vaccine's your enema form instead of needle form, things are great so far. In my area, it's cold outside Sydney, Nova Scotia. Enema-based vaccine, that's a totally different kind of vaccine altogether and things like this. If somebody took that, that means they'll be on the bucket for a week. They have to have a convoy of trucks on the highway and things like this. They'll say bucket change, and things like this. They'll say get to the bucket right fast. I'll clean up bucket change and things like this. I'm Frankie Down.
So let's get this straight, Frankie. So what if there was a new COVID procedure where instead of a needle, they're going to do an enema. The doctor will have to put on the rubber glove, right?
Yes.
He'll say, okay, sir, bend over.
After that, does it get to the bucket fast?
I think the lineup won't be so long anymore.
Does it get to the bucket fast? That means they'll be on the bucket for a whole week. At the pharmacy, they say, bucket change.
Clean up on aisle 7. Frankie, we have Matilda, Jeeve, and Sky of the Universe, who's going to be on our show next week live.
And Sky of the Universe next week live. Today is the last day of regular Bass Guy show before Christmas.
That's no, we have one more show next week, and actually, if you could plug it for us, I'll turn it into a thing. Tell us about Sky of the Universe and I meeting at Couche-Tard this weekend, and then he's gonna be on the show on the 23rd.
Yes, the Sky Universe is going to be a special edition Bass Guy show, not a regular. That's December 23rd.
First in studio guest in forever. And Sky, what does Sky do, Frankie?
He records videos of the city of Montreal, things like this. I remember that back in the day.
You were friends with him back in like 2010 and 11, right?
Yes, I'm still friends with him.
So everybody tune in this time next week. This last show of the year, pretty much December 23rd. Sky of the Universe and Pat, and Frankie will all be in the studio having a little bit of fun. But that's one of the best jokes I've ever heard, Frankie, of the doctor saying, right, we're out of needles. We're going to have to give you the COVID vaccine with an enema, with a rubber glove. And then it'll have to be, what did you say? What was the bucket change bit?
They have to be on the bucket. They have to sit on the bucket for 7 days.
If you would like to call in like Frankie, there's never any pressure, but you can. I'll get used to this. I'm bringing the old show back because I'm tired.
Then they'll be shorter. There'll be shortage of buckets and things like this. Shortage of buckets because of bucket change. Because nonstop, it didn't have convoy trucks on the highway going to sewage treatment plant, and the sewage treatment plant will say mayday, mayday, red alert. This pipe's going to burst. It go.
The sewer systems are full. The sewer system cannot take the new enema procedure.
Then a top doctor and chief medical officer say, don't use the toilets, use the buckets.
Use the buckets. Sky of the Universe is saying, nice studio. I've spent 1 billion hours this month fixing stuff, but I actually haven't had time to try it or use it. So
that's why if they have to stay home for a month, that's one. They have to blend up the food, that's another. They'll be on the bucket things like this.
Bucket change. The guy will be down in the sewer going, but the sewer's full. That's him in the sewer. So, Frankie, that's awesome joke. Frankie, it is December the 16th, and today is the 9-year anniversary of. We've been live streaming for 9 years. You've been on the show since about 2017, I think. 2016, so many years. And we're releasing tons of old work. We've got albums and videos, tons of free stuff, and you can get extra stuff and all that. And Frankie calls in every week.
As for weather for North America, it's supposed to get Siberian cold air going all the way down the western United States next week.
And we have a ton
of... They're going to bring some snow in Vancouver and Victoria and all these places.
We have a ton of snow. Can you tell us what's going on in Montreal right now, where I'm going to get the webcam closer for you?
Then it got... lots of snow in Montreal right now in North America. In Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Bolivia, they're bringing lots of thunderstorms and rain to Central America right now. Lots of stormy weather heading for Europe next week, like United Kingdom, Scotland, England, Wales, Ireland, and things like this in Portugal. And the next week, it's going to bring lots of rain in Portugal as well.
So now you can see me, Frankie, right?
I can see you.
Okay,
then you got lots of rain in Portugal and Germany and all these places. Go bring snow up in Norway, Finland, Sweden. And then I got a cold front going for Europe on Wednesday and Thursday. Lots of snow up in even Moscow, Russia's going to get flurries and things like this. Over in Japan, they're bringing lots of cold weather in Japan. And it's going to be really cold weather in Tokyo, Kyoto, and Saga, and all these places. It's going to bring stormy weather in South Korea, North Korea, Russia, and all those places. Lots of thunderstorms, rain in Indonesia right now. South Africa is really, really hot because their summer starts on the December 21st. It's going to bring lots of thunderstorms and rain in South Africa, Botswana, and all these places, including Mozambique, Madagascar, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and all these places, and La Reunion and Mauritius Islands. Australia's getting... It's pretty cold in Australia this time of year. That's a strange weather for them. It's supposed to be hot this time of year in Australia. The cold weather is fighting back. Then you got some cold weather heading for New Zealand on Monday because of the warm weather and hot weather will still be hitting for southern Australia and New Zealand.
Frankie, are we going to get a white Christmas this year?
Well, there's a chance of it. Down in Antarctica, it's daylight 24 hours a day. Up in the Arctic, it's 24 hours a day.
What places won't have a white Christmas this year?
Don't know yet. It's hard to tell.
So, Frankie, let's look at some of the pictures here that you sent, and I'll describe them to me. So we have the first one is of you by the North Pole with the truck. Can you tell us about that day?
It's a great one. That was an epic day.
So Santa Claus is in what kind of a truck is it? Coca-Cola?
Yes.
And it's all lit up with beautiful lights, and you stood there, but not only... was the next day or something you actually got to meet Santa. We have a photo of you here, you guys in the chair together. Did you meet him?
Yes.
Did you ask him what you wanted for Christmas?
New sneakers. That's one of them.
New sneakers. And what did he say to you?
Yes.
Okay. And what kind of other things did Santa say to you?
Surprises, like clothes and things like this.
Cool. And you also got your new haircut, right?
Yes, yesterday Gerard cut my hair.
And then we have of course, the enema joke that we've introduced into our arsenal of jokes, original jokes by Frankie MacDonald. And
Yeah.
Frankie is live right now in Base Guy City. You can be in Base Guy City too if you download Skype and search for Base Guy videos. What's going on, Frankie, in the world? What's going on in your life?
Today was my last day of work before Christmas. I will return to work on January 6th.
Okay, so you were at the Mayflower Mall today doing your last shift.
Before Christmas.
What are ways that people can support the Base Guy Show? Do you know, Frankie?
You have to subscribe to Base Guy on Patreon.
So that's a good time to talk about our Patreon real quick. It's real easy to do. All you have to do is go to, see if I can do it. Those are our
Patreon Base Guy Show.
It's patreon.com/Base Guy Show. And you get tons of cool stuff there. You don't even have to do anything. You just join, and then you know that you're supporting this show so that we can keep going regardless of trolls and slander and gossip and lies and defamation of character.
It's a new joke. It's anime-based vaccine.
The new joke, yeah. We have Sky of the Universe coming in next week, so please be sure to join. And also, if you ever want to help the show out, you can just go to paypal.me/Base Guy Show to help with the music that we do. And sorry I'm talking about that stuff. I want to get the show working. We need a new computer or the show will die. We've been needing a new computer for 10 years. So.
And introducing a new kind of vaccine, anime-based COVID vaccine.
That's right. The doctor will say, bucket change. You have to keep changing the buckets, and then they run out of buckets and the sewers get full. So it's probably not a good idea to have you had...
Yes, have a convoy trucks go to Sewer Street and Blade.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm so glad you called today, Frankie, and I'm really glad that you're here with your jokes, and thank you for, congratulating the show and the viewers and everybody involved in 9 years.
I just sent you the pictures of Christmas trees.
Oh, so you sent me a picture of your Christmas tree, because that's the thing that I forgot to do. If there's a email address at the top of this live chat right now, baseguyvideos@gmail.com, send us in your tree, and we'll put your tree in the show. Appreciate it. And that's beautiful. You have a lot of your grandmother has amazing taste and style in decorations.
Yes.
My grandmother had the same kind of decoration style going on. So what are some beautiful things about Christmas, Frankie?
People get presents and things like this, and Christmas music.
Yeah, and then there's snow and Christmas lights. And do you hear that? Look up. Is that Santa Claus is up there, Frankie?
I didn't see Santa Claus. He's up there. And my interview with Ian McDonald's right now.
Okay, so you have to go. So, Frankie, is there anything you'd like to say for our 9-year anniversary before you go?
Best of luck. Yeah, this is the 9-year anniversary of the Base Guy Show. I'm Frank Down. You're listening to the Base Guy Show.
Days. Top of the heavy Boxing Day fall, there were now drifts of...
Trying to do 78 things at once. Oh, the postman's here, everybody. The post name's... I won't say his name, but he's got the same name as me, so there's a clue. And he could be bringing the postcard from Slovakia. Now, we have Stefan live with us right now in the chat room. And Stefan sent me a postcard from Slovakia, and it's been in the mail for like 3 weeks. I sent him one a week later, and he got it. So Jeev wants to hear page 45. I don't have the... what book was that? Oh, I'll go find the book for you, Jeev, if you want. But I can do page 45 of this book. I don't know if anybody remembers this book. It's a joke book compiled by Bob Phillips. So... I'm not sure if anybody knows about that or not. So we have the postman coming. Let's see if he... Oh, that could be the postcard right there. Stefan, he's bringing the postcard right now to the mailbox. Let's let him deliver the thing first. And until then, I'm going to open up page 45 and I'm going to read you can hardly see, it's dark in here. A Bob Phillips joke. I've got a light here, so... Good medicine. Young doctor says, "Hey, what is the secret to your success?" And the old doctor says, "Always write your prescriptions and your bills very plainly." You see the dedication I put into my show? I've had the same books in my drawer for 10 years. And then, so this is, we called him once and we got to the secretary and he didn't want to talk to us, but Bob Phillips has these, this is definitely cancel culture material. It's got lots of racist, sexist stuff in it. So then Middle Class Batman and Tréchon St. Beefton and Sock Cop put this book together, or Middle Class Batman did, called Jokes If Bob Phillips Can Do It. So we'll go to page 45. This is the first time I've done this, in about like 4 years, I think. Here's a joke from If Bob Phillips Can Do It. And it says at the back that in no manner were any of these jokes copied and pasted or stolen. So here's a joke. "I had loads to do today. Ah well, so now I have loads to do tomorrow." Ladies and gentlemen, we have no mail. Frickin', let's hear it for Larry. Sorry about that, we have no mail, but for compensation, older postcards. Stefan in Slovakia sent me an Easter postcard. And he also sent me a postcard of him and his son at Christmas. I'm very happy to have a friend like you. You are welcome to visit me and my family anytime. I would love to. Even this summer. COVID is over, so why not? Best wishes, Stefan from Slovakia. Just like the ones I used to know.
Top of the heavy Boxing Day fall, there were now drifts of 15 and 20 feet. Motorists were advised to take no journeys whatsoever, not even essential ones. Hundreds of villages were isolated, and so were towns like Weymouth, Oakhampton, Tavistock, Bridport and Blandford. Dartmoor was like Siberia, and the prison and Princetown were cut off for days. Top of the heavy Boxing Day fall, there were now drifts of 15 and 20 feet.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Facebook loves you, no fear.
Of the heavy Boxing Day fall, there were now drifts of 15 and 20 feet. Motorists were advised to take no journeys whatsoever, not even essential ones. Hundreds of villages were isolated, and so were towns like Weymouth, Oakhampton, Tavistock, Bridport and Blandford. Dartmoor was like Siberia, and the prison and Princetown were cut off for days. Dartmoor was like Siberia, and the prison and Princetown were cut off for days. By the time this blizzard had finally blown itself out, 200 main roads were impassable and 95,000 miles of road were snowbound.
think it's Santa. You're watching the Bass Guy Show. There's a link on the top of the chat there. Look at the links. If you want to know anything about the Bass Guy Show, please visit my website at bassguyshow.com. If you want to help out and support, thank you very much. You can also just tip directly. There's a link on the chat board, paypal.me/bassguy. Get Bass Guy a cup of coffee. Get him a frickin' high fidelity computer or some guitar strings. Never stressed, but always appreciated.
of 15 and 20 feet. Motorists were advised to take no journeys whatsoever, not even essential ones. Hundreds of villages were isolated, and so were towns like Weymouth, Oakhampton, Tavistock, Bridport, and Glamorgan. Dartmoor was like Siberia.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest. And his name is Billy D. Billy D. Larry has stolen all the gin and blow. He's off to the Couche-Tard.
All jokes aside, for real life, Billy, you're gonna love this. Sky of the Universe, our friend and YouTuber Pat, we're gonna meet at the Couche-Tard this weekend for a cup of coffee. For real. It's a Shaka miracle.
Billy. Billy D's at the Couche-Tard. Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Big Sky loves you. No fear. Merry